The movie begins with John Francis, a charismatic and determined man, addressing a passionate crowd as he envisions the presidency of the United States. While he shares his vision for the country, a skilled assassin positions himself on a neighboring rooftop, meticulously observing every move. After the event, John retreats to his private room to rest, unaware of the imminent danger approaching. Suddenly, the assassin bursts in, triggering a deadly confrontation. After successfully assassinating John, chaos ensues as a strategically placed bomb is activated, plunging the area into a frenzy of sirens and flashing lights, with police and SWAT surrounding the scene. Meanwhile, in an isolated house deep in the dense forest, Gabriel grapples with a personal crisis, his frail body bending in pain in front of the bathroom. His devoted wife, Brinn, tries to comfort him, administering medicine to ease his distress. During breakfast, Gabriel, momentarily distracted, tunes into an interview with a doctor specializing in identical twins separated at birth, intrigued by stories of deep connections between siblings who share not only physical traits, but also intense, almost telepathic emotional bonds. After breakfast, the couple heads to the restaurant they manage, aware of the need to work hard to secure their livelihood independently of government assistance. Jesse, one of Gabriel's reliable employees, helps with service and cleaning at the restaurant. During a quiet moment, the town sheriff, Hodge, visits the restaurant, sharing stories and philosophies on rebirth and redemption from various spiritual traditions, including Native American and Buddhist beliefs. Back home, Gabriel surprises Brinn with a bouquet of flowers, anticipating her birthday a week ahead. This simple gesture underscores his devotion and care, despite the personal struggles they face together. As they prepare dinner, Gabriel is suddenly seized by a seizure upon hearing a piece of music that triggers dark memories of a past he would rather forget. The scene shifts to a luxurious cruise ship owned by politician Jack, where he enjoys a quiet moment fishing with his wife Julia. Suddenly, the serenity is shattered when Gabriel, stealthily swimming nearby, emerges as an imminent threat. Jack, startled and fearing for his life, grabs a nearby knife while Julia, determined to protect her husband, reaches for a gun kept in the ship's kitchen drawer. What follows is a tense confrontation where Julia fires several shots toward Gabriel, attempting to neutralize the threat. However, the situation escalates when some shots fatally hit Jack, a tragic consequence of desperate attempts to defend themselves. As Gabriel tries to escape, he pulls the pin on a grenade, detonating it and plunging the ship into chaos. Later, Gabriel faces new emotional challenges as episodes of pain and disturbing memories haunt him, awakening vivid recollections of violent acts committed in the past. Brinn, his dedicated wife, tries to soothe his torments, encouraging him to forget his persistent nightmares. For Gabriel, however, the reality of his dreams is so intense that he finds himself consumed by doubt and frustration. Upon Brinn's advice, Gabriel seeks professional help from Dr. Reese, a psychiatrist who, after examining medical records and conducting a brain scan, suggests that his afflictions may be more psychological than physical. During the sessions, Gabriel shares how his lucid dreams often blur with reality, leaving him in a constant state of disconnect between what is dream and what is truth. After receiving a sedative from Dr. Reese to help control his anxiety and improve his sleep, he returns home with his mind filled with dark memories of recent murders, including those of the presidential candidate and an influential political figure. In the library, while researching these events echoing in his mind like recurring nightmares, Gabriel is once again overcome by seizures upon hearing a piece of music, as if losing control of his own identity. Shortly after, he finds himself at a train station, following a man whose connection to his past victims seems inevitable. In a moment of uncontrollable impulse, Gabriel pushes the man onto the platform, tragically coinciding with the passage of a train, resulting in the man's immediate death. The police present at the station witness the event and initiate a frenzied pursuit of Gabriel, who responds with unchecked violence, overpowering and even killing one of the officers before sacrificing himself, detonating a grenade to erase all incriminating evidence. Back at his home, consumed by confusion and guilt, Gabriel confronts Brinn in a state of intense agitation. He accuses Brinn of lying about her whereabouts the previous night, insisting she was involved in Jack's death, a man he believes was killed because of him. Brinn, desperately trying to stay calm, explains that Jack was indeed murdered, but not by Gabriel. She urges him to see Dr. Reese again, as his condition is clearly spiraling out of control. After a period of relative stability, Gabriel takes extreme measures to monitor his own behavior, secretly installing a camera in his room. At the same time, he decides to forego Reese's prescribed medications, opting instead for tranquilizers acquired from the pharmacy. Later in the afternoon, Gabriel visits Sheriff Hodge at the station, sharing his concerns about the recent murders of two men connected to significant events. Curious about the potential benefits of these deaths, Hodge suggests a spring deer hunting outing as a way to alleviate the pressure weighing on Gabriel's mind. Back at the restaurant, Gabriel finds Jesse alone, informed about the faulty automatic dishwasher. After closing the establishment, Gabriel decides to tackle the issue head-on, heading to the hardware store to purchase a new device. While at work, he is disturbed by the haunting music, impulsively acting to destroy the speaker and confront Jesse about his true intentions. Jesse denies any involvement, adding to Gabriel's confusion and suspicion. As Gabriel investigates the locations linked to the recent murders, he discovers Jesse making suspicious calls outside the restaurant, as informed by Hodge. In a tense encounter, Anthony and Hodge arrive at the restaurant, revealing that Gabriel has been secretly monitored. Determined to uncover the truth, Gabriel heads to the train station where the grenade tragedy occurred, facing a fatal confrontation where he is shot from behind. Gabriel wakes from his nightmare only to face Brinn's anger upon discovering the hidden camera. The tension between them, heightened by a heated argument, eventually turns into an intimate moment, briefly easing the charged atmosphere. Following this, Gabriel reviews the recordings from the camera he kept with Brinn, finding nothing unusual, which only deepens his confusion about his memories. Brinn reaffirms her unwavering support, promising to stand by him and always believe in him. Gabriel then decides to confront Reese again at his office, questioning his true intentions as the doctor seemed suspicious to him. During the consultation, Gabriel confesses to Reese that he was starting to enjoy his dreams in some ways, even the most disturbing ones like the murders. Reese explains that Gabriel's mind and soul were under immense stress due to the loss of his parents, long work hours, lack of sleep, and marital tensions, leading him to express these conflicts through dreams. Brinn also reveals to Reese that Gabriel had discontinued his previous medications. In response, Reese prescribes a new treatment, emphasizing the importance of strictly following the doses and instructions. After Reese leaves, Gabriel tries to access additional data at the location before returning home to review the information obtained from Reese. When the music resurfaces, Gabriel manages to control his reaction, thanks to the effect of the prescribed medication, which helps him enter a state of submission to his subconscious. With the right medication, Gabriel no longer succumbs to the triggers that previously affected him. Following the plan laid out, Gabriel assumes a new identity, meeting the expectations of those watching him from outside his home. He meets Anthony, who entrusts him with a new mission. Later, Gabriel arrives at a strategic location, climbing a tower to position himself against the designated target. Observing the surroundings through his binoculars, Gabriel identifies Sheriff Hodge and his henchmen preparing to intercept him. Demonstrating independence from his previous influences, Gabriel chooses to act against one of Sheriff Hodge's henchmen, altering the course of the planned events. Shortly after, Gabriel arrived at Reese's office and found the place deserted, as Reese had moved his belongings to a secret location. Luckily, Reese returned to retrieve Gabriel's medical records. In this tense moment, Gabriel pointed his gun at Reese and demanded to know about the Sons of Liberty. Reese finally revealed that Gabriel was actually a research subject developed by him as a high-level assassin, funded not by the government, but by independent parties. Before Gabriel could gather more information, Sheriff Hodge and his henchmen arrived to arrest him. However, Gabriel managed to outwit them and escaped using the sheriff's car to return home. Upon arriving home, Gabriel confronted Brinn, urging her to be honest about her involvement. He already knew much through Reese and now wanted her truth. With a heavy heart, Brinn confessed that she had been recruited a year ago to become his wife under coercion due to legal issues related to money. What she hadn't expected was to develop genuine feelings for Gabriel over time. Brinn wanted to free herself from this situation, but was confused about how to proceed. Shortly after, Sheriff Hodge and his men arrived, informed about the situation. Gabriel and Brinn attempted to flee but were captured before escaping. Hodge managed to make Gabriel surrender, preparing to take him to a location where he could kill him. At that moment, another Gabriel wakes from his sleep, where G, the entity in control, reassures him that everything will be fine, as they've been through this many times before. It's just temporary, as Gabriel will soon forget everything that happened. Suddenly, Gabriel's body seems to stop responding to stimuli, prompting George to try using a defibrillator to keep him conscious. Seizing the opportunity, Gabriel overpowers George and manages to escape after neutralizing some guards at the location. Determined to uncover the truth, Gabriel explores the facility to confront George about his identity and understand the purpose of the place. He finds Reese conducting experiments and demands to know more about the Sons of Liberty and his own history. The Sons of Liberty, a secret organization rooted in the American colonial resistance against the 1773 British tax, were not just historical patriots, but a contemporary hidden entity, now fighting for true independence. This uniquely modern cause was funded by obscure interests seeking unchecked control over Ree's dangerous scientific innovations. Initially, Ree began his revolutionary research with skin grafts for burn victims, but his ambition led him further, exploring brain regeneration and human organ replication. Rejected by the American Medical Association as too dangerous, Ree found support in the Sons of Liberty, who faked his death and funded his clandestine work. It was then that Gabriel discovered his true identity as Danny Lucas, a former elite military man with an impressive history of international covert operations. His involvement began under Hodge's command, who brought him into a shadowy project where Gabriel was turned into a programmed killing machine for lethal missions. The shocking revelation came when Ree showed one of 13 Gabriel clones, each programmed to eliminate a specific target. However, the process was not flawless. To prevent mental conflicts among the clones, the original Gabriel needed to be repeatedly sacrificed, reprogramming his deaths to preserve control over his memories. At the climax of the revelation, a sudden smoke bomb explosion interrupted the scene, followed by the gunshot that hit Gabriel in the stomach. As he fought for his life, Brinn appeared to protect him, defying Hodge's arrest orders. Ree attempted to negotiate to capture Gabriel alive, but Hodge's relentless refusal revealed the true fears about what Gabriel represented. With time running out and the location about to explode, Brinn encouraged Gabriel to act swiftly. Realizing his own imminent mortality, Gabriel asked Brinn to release the remaining clones, while Anthony awaited them on the surface, assured by Ree that his secret would remain buried in the depths, along with the soon-to-be consumed chaos. Brinn tried to awaken the other Gabriel clone with dedication, but her efforts were thwarted when the clone refused to wake up. At this critical moment, Hodge arrived, demonstrating skill in awakening Gabriel. Interestingly, the clones were reactivated by the sound of the same music that accompanied their missions. Brinn, realizing this, tried to confront Hodge, but her strength was not enough to overcome him. It was then that Hodge ordered Gabriel to eliminate Brinn, his first command as part of the project. Aware of the gravity of the situation, Brinn tried to remind Gabriel of his humanity, emphasizing that he was not just a killer, but a man she deeply loved. Surprisingly, Gabriel still retained fragments of memories from his past, which explained his differentiated response to stimuli compared to the other clones. With time running out and the imminent threat of the impending explosion, Gabriel and Brinn struggled to escape using the elevator, only to discover that Ree had sabotaged the system, leaving them trapped. In a heartbreaking gesture, Gabriel insisted that Brinn leave him behind, despite the emotional weight it carried for her. Conscious of his fate as a programmed killing machine, Gabriel urged Brinn to reveal the truth about the experiment, warning of the imminent danger it posed to national security and the country's future. The tension and drama reached its peak as Gabriel confronted not only the physical challenges, but also the morality of his own actions and the legacy he might leave behind. And so the movie ends.